Hi, my name is Ignacio Viciano, and I'm a postdoc at the Cellular and Molecular Mechanobiology group, and I'm going to talk about the in silico identification of potential inhibitors of SARS-CoV-2 main protease. Main protease is a non-structural protein of SARS-CoV-2, and this enzyme performs the catch of several viral polyproteins when it is active in a dimeric form. The active site of this enzyme contains a catalytic diet formed by two residues, a cysteine and a histidine, which performs the cleavage or the hydrolysis of the peptide bond of several viral proteins at specific sites. This mechanism is crucial for the viral replication. Therefore, the inhibition of this enzyme by means of small molecule inhibitors seems to be a good strategy for finding potential antivirals to treat the COVID-19 disease. To start this study, we first obtained the high-resolution crystal structure of the main protease in complex with a small organic fragment, and we make use of a virtual library which is DrugBank, which is a database that comprises not only approved drugs that could be repurposed, but also contains drugs which are in experimental and investigational phases, as well as natural products. This database was curated in order to remove the compounds containing metals, maintaining only organic molecules. The final amount of this database was around 11,000 molecules, sorry. Well, in the first stage of this virtual screening, we performed the molecular docking of the full prepared database against the active site of the protein. In this case, we make use of 6 different docking programs instead of only one. The results of these molecular docking studies were analyzed by means of several consensus techniques, such as consensus scoring methods, several consensus ranking methods, as well as consensus docking methods, in which we compare the first pose of each program. In this way, we could reduce the original amount of compounds to only 1,000 compounds. Apart from this, we were able to obtain several crystallographic structures of main protease in complex with different or small organic fragments. In this case, we studied the interactions between this protease and 47 fragments covalently bound to the active site and 24 fragments not covalently bound to this active site. Then, we could create, by analyzing these interactions, a pharmacophore map of the main or most important molecular interactions. In this way, we filtered the 1,000 compounds according to this pharmacophore map, thus reducing the amount of compounds to only 38. Then, the 38 protein ligand complexes were subjected to molecular dynamic simulations at conditions very similar to the physiological ones in order to explore the stability of the binding modes, but also to explore the induced feed events of the complexes. At this stage, we discarded 10 compounds, since we found that some of them were already published in some papers and some of them were participating already in clinical trials. So the remaining 28 compounds were re-evaluated by means of more accurate binding free energy by the MMGBSA method. This method employs the calculation of a thermodynamic cycle in order to calculate the free energy of binding in solvation using an ensemble of conformations from the molecular dynamic simulations previously calculated. Finally, we selected from this study 11 compounds that were purchased. The 11 compounds were tested by people from our lab in order by means of fluorogenic SARS-CoV-2 protease enzymatic assay, and we could find that one of the molecules showed bioactivity. I mean, this compound presented inhibitory activity with an EC50 of 24 micromolar. This compound, which is also known as PGG, is a natural product that can be found in various fruits and medicinal herbs. Well, just to conclude, I want to say that we have been able to find an inhibitor of the main protease of SARS-CoV-2, although with limited potency, despite using a virtual library with a small number of compounds. However, this exhaustive virtual screening pipeline has demonstrated a great potential to find inhibitors not only for this protein, but for any other drug target when larger virtual libraries will be used. Finally, I want to thank to my group and especially to the PI, Pere Roca Cusax, for his support in this research. Thank you for your attention.